Good morning, everybody. I'm so glad you're here with me today. I'm Rita Hickman. I'm a body-mind expert, a shiatsu massage therapist, an intuitive healer out of Northern Illinois. And so thank you for joining me on this beautiful spring today. Today's going to be a little bit of a short broadcast, but it's one of my favorite tools. Now, for dealing with the high levels of stress, which a lot of us are on a pretty regular basis. So sometimes you're going to be in situations, you're already pretty stressed out. Hey, Evie, great to see you. And Carol's here too, nice. So you're already pretty stressed out. Hey, Gretchen. And you're going through your normal life. But there are times that you end up feeling overwhelmed. Maybe you get bad news, or you're waiting for news. There's some unknown, or you just can't handle everything that's immediately being thrown at you, or maybe you're around really negative energy. Hey, Judith, nice to see you. And you end up being overwhelmed. Maybe now you're sitting in your car, or you're sitting in your bed, or you're isolating yourself, or you're pretending to, not be feeling everything that you're feeling. So when these times happen, hey, Janae, great to see you. So when these times happen, when you feel overwhelmed by emotions, there's a couple tricks that will help you quite a bit. So when you feel overwhelmed, it's very physical, isn't it? You feel, maybe your heart's beating faster, or your muscles are tight, or your jaw tenses, or your back starts to hurt, or your stomach gets upset. You're following down this path and you just don't feel good. You end up feeling really very stressed. Hey, Betsy. So when that happens, you want to break your thoughts away from how you feel. So have you ever noticed that when you've got a negative thought, like I'm no good, or this is never going to work out, or I can't believe this happened to me, or this isn't fair, or why did they do this to me? Or, when you have negative thinking, either directed towards yourself or somebody else, that really magnifies how you feel. It makes you feel stuck in this loop. You don't feel good. You have a thought that, that isn't good, and that makes you not feel good even more. And you just keep going around in a loop. So one of the things you need to do is break the pain cycle, which means that you need to break your thoughts from how you feel. So your thoughts need to start going in a positive direction, but you still have to do something with how you feel. Hey, Fusen, nice to see you. You still have to move that energy, and Christine's here too. You still have to move that energy. You still have to get rid of all of those feelings that your body is feeling. You can think positively all you want, but if you don't deal with how you feel, then you're just going to keep kind of suffering. Hey, Danny, you're not going to be able to move forward very well. So step number one is you say, okay, I need to break my thoughts away from how I feel. And this is a visualization that I use, and it comes from when I was a kid. When I was growing up, I played softball, and I loved to be a bat, because the act and the movement of swinging the bat, it moved all of this energy. It's the same thing when people box or they, do something really highly energetic that helps move all of that aggression and all of that anger that they feel inside of themselves. So the problem is it's not always good for us to, suddenly start boxing, or it's not good for us to, take a bat and start swinging at things. One of the things that people say about me is under high levels of stress, I have the ability to maintain very, very level, so that even though my internal world is kind of falling apart, I don't externally make things worse. I don't take it out on other people. I don't point fingers. I don't blame. I don't threaten. I don't, start hitting things with a baseball bat. I don't throw things. Although those are ways to move energy, they're not really helpful in the long term. I like to say, as an adult, if we break the window, we have to clean up the glass and fix the window and pay for it and everything. So it's best not to break the window instead. So a while back, I was given, a suggestion many, many years ago by a therapist, and it never really worked well for me. They said, when you get mad, beat up a pillow. And I thought, seriously, beating up a pillow is not going to help me at all, because it always seemed silly. And it was a good way to move the energy, but I always got wore out, so wore out, long before my anger or my frustration or my stress in my body was moved. So I hit a pillow, or I take a pillow and I beat a bed. And within 5 minutes, I'm like, I'm exhausted, but I am still so angry. I can't even stand it. Hey, Janet. And so hitting the pillow thing didn't work for me. Or, strong physical exercise didn't work for me, because I still had all of this internal churning and my heart going crazy and my muscles stressed and my jaw tight. So this is where I would use visualization. So, and this is how everything kind of comes together. So I will sit there, no matter the situation that I'm in, whether it's preferable if I'm alone, if I'm sitting in my car, or if I'm sitting in a room, or if I'm laying in my bed, or whatever it may be. And I start in my mind feeling what it feels like to hit that softball again, or to take that bat and hit the ground, or to box, or to move that energy, what that would feel like. And instead of saying the negative words that might go along with it, like, I can't believe this is happening to me, I can't believe, instead of magnifying how I feel, I use positive words to start breaking that cycle, so that my thoughts don't keep feeding my emotions. So usually my biggest power word is love. And so as I'm taking that bat in my mind, and I feel my muscles moving, and I feel my body doing this, and I'm laying there very zen and very level, like nothing's happening, I could even be smiling or having a conversation with someone. As I'm doing that, I'm visualizing and feeling in my body moving all of that aggression. Maybe for you it's boxing or dancing or ice skating. Or maybe it's playing softball or football, or something that you've always wanted to do that would just move that energy. And while I do it, I say positive things like love, peace, kindness, joy. Because your body doesn't know the difference between things that you imagine really well, not things that you see in your head, but things that you feel like you're doing, like you feel like you're dancing, or you feel like you're hitting a softball. Your body still responds and moves that energy and starts to get all of that angst and all of that stress out of your body. And then when I use different thoughts associated with it, it makes sure that it doesn't keep feeding it. So I actually can move it through. Hey, Sherry, good to see you. So I can actually move that energy through me, and not have it keep feeding itself as a cycle in obsessive thinking or paranoia or, overwhelm or anything along those lines. So you break the pain cycle and you move the energy. And you can do that all through visualization. So when I hit my limit, when I'm sitting in the car and I'm ready to just drive away, racquetball is great, yeah. And I'm just ready to drive away and leave everything behind, as a friend of mine would say. She just wants to hop on her motorcycle and never come back. When you feel like that, but you need to stay, or you want to stay for other reasons, no matter what you're doing, feel your body doing it and say the positive words. Peace, love, joy, rice pudding, doesn't matter. Something that doesn't keep feeding that feeling of angst and overwhelm and stress. And that way, usually within, 10, 15 minutes, 20, 30, sometimes it takes longer depending on how overwhelmed or stressed out you are or angry you are. You can keep doing that and you still go on with your day. You still go grocery shopping, you still drive the kids where they need to go, you still have conversations with people, but all the while you're feeling yourself, watching that ball sail away in your mind's eye and how hard you've hit it. And you're doing it over and over and over and over. Because this way, you move the energy, you can keep from sabotaging your life by doing something you'll regret, and you stop feeding and making that energy worse. so that it doesn't stop and it just keeps cycling around. So the next time that you get hit by bad news, or something happens sideways, or you're under a high level of stress, hey Sharon, and you need to keep going, you need to keep functioning without becoming a drama queen, that's what you do. Feel yourself do it for as long as you need to do it. Dancing, ice skating, softball, football, boxing, doesn't matter. And pair it with those positive thoughts, like love, peace, joy, and care, because that will break the cycle until you've moved all the energy out of you that you need to move. Okay? So I hope that was super helpful for you today. No matter where you're watching this, my email or YouTube or Facebook, leave some comments, leave some love, and start sharing these conversations with each other, because it's only by coming together and sharing our collective wisdom that we can get through this insanity that we're all living in right now. So I hope you have a great rest of your day, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye.